Nightbot being like, "Calm down, sir."
Nightbot with the smackdown.
One of my airmen made me the mod for his stream,
Nice.
and I didn't realize how detailed like the information the mods get.
Yeah.
Because you got like 5 different windows and stuff like that or whatever that like really detailed, and it'll be like, hey, here's a Nightbot will be like, hey, here's a comment or whatever that's suspicious and blah blah blah. And I was just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I didn't realize
There's
it
a lot
went
that goes
in
on.
depth in the background or whatever.
You're a mod in my channel. What do you mean you don't know?
But I've never used the mod view. I've been a mod in your channel for like 8
That's
years.
That's
They didn't even have it at the time, I think, when you made me a mod. So
They didn't. That's true.
So-
I feel like before we get into everything, well, no, go ahead. We'll get into things first.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail this.
No,
Right
you're
out the
good.
gate.
You're good.
Right out the gate. Boys,
Boy.
it's been a crazy week, but what have y'all been playing, if anything?
Ooh, boy. You know what? I put some time into Halo, man. I've been playing some Master Chief Collection. I didn't know how much I needed a game of big team battle snipers in my life until I played it.
Oh my god, yeah. It's so good.
So good. Stands
miss
up
it.
even today.
I miss being good at it.
Cody, let's get in there. You've got it downloaded.
We might have
Tim
to.
never will. It's just me and you.
You know what? Actually,
I think I have it. But like, remember last time we tried to play it, it was like, you don't have any of these games installed. I'm like, I installed the
Right.
whole fucking thing.
That's the
So
thing.
Tim, you did ask me if I played on computer earlier. Now that I think about it, I did not. I tried to play on computer. It's still not installed, right? Even though I've hit the like install nonsense. So I just played it on my Xbox. I just said
That's
fuck
fair.
it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you should do with Halo anyway.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, you been playing anything, Tim?
I've been playing the hell out of Wesnoth. Today, I installed a bunch of like add-ons. Oh, but Wesnoth, for those who don't know, Battle for Wesnoth, turn-based strategy game, kind of fantasy setting. No, not kind of, very fantasy setting. And been playing the hell out of it. Today, I installed a bunch of like custom factions and stuff essentially to play with. One of them was a World War II mod, so I got to beat the fuck out of Nazis. So that was cool. Yeah, it was actually fun. There's like tanks and stuff. Like it's actually pretty cool.
How many of the mods were Warhammer?
There are none.
Which
is kind of disappointing. We got to make a 40k mod because like it's a perfect like baseline for it. It really should have it. Although if I'm gonna play Wesnoth 40k, I might as well just go play Gladius because it's basically the same thing. And then I also played Fallout 4 a little bit, which is a good segue to the Frontier thing.
It is a good segue to that.
We'll get back to that.
I really think, though, you should probably explain what Wesnoth is to begin with.
So I did. It's a turn-based strategy game that is
free.
I mean, there's not really.
And
you start with a base. You create your characters. Like it's a lot of fun. I do highly recommend it. It came out in 2002. It's a free-to-play game.
You can play it on mobile.
You can play it on mobile. Yep, you can play it on your cell phone if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. There's an Android version. I think there's an iPhone version too. Completely community supported. It is still receiving like updates and balance changes to this day. It's been almost 20 years. Like Wesnoth is a great game. Yeah, and Dwarf Fortress is eventually coming to Steam too. But
eventually, it's been on the Steam page for over a year as a coming soon thing.
What about you,
I
Cody?
guess. So I was kind of explaining this to y'all earlier. I didn't really get into anything this week. I was in a weird mood since like last weekend, right? Like I wanted to delve into like an RPG-ish or something that I could only kind of pay attention to while doing other things, right? Listening to stuff or whatever. And normally for me, that's like Total War Warhammer or something to that effect. You know what I mean? Something in that realm of Civ or something like that. And I tried, and just nothing grabbed my interest. And I was like, well, this fucking sucks. But I just thought about this. Guess what's on Humble Bundle this month, Tim?
What?
Warhammer Chaos Bane.
Yeah, I haven't. I picked it up.
And there's that. I don't remember the title of the game, but it's got the monkeys on the front. what the fuck's the name of it?
The monkey game.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I just went through like a week ago. Like I've been playing Hitman Go from there. Where's it?
Fuck's it called? I'm just gonna pull up my email. Be prepared to see me go to heaven.
Mankind?
So brave.
Yes, Mankind.
Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey is what it is.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There's 2 games that are very similar, by the way. This one is like you play, I believe it's first person through it, and then there's a strategy one that's coming out at some point that's like kind of the same deal. Yeah.
No,
the first person one looked cool.
But they actually have some pretty decent games on Humble Bundle this month. Warhammer Chaos Bane has always been one of those games I've been interested about, but everything I hear about it is like it's not worth $40 or whatever it is. So I was just like, well, I won't get it. I'll just I did try playing Diablo 3 for a little while, and then I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this.
Right.
I don't know. Like it was just a weird week.
That seems like a game that's perfect for just mindless play.
Well, it would be if I could use both my hands. Instead, I have my daughter looking. I'm like holding her with one hand, and she's like attacking my keyboard, right? And I'm like, stop it.
So you need a Switch game so you can just like hold her and use the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Or there's a program you can download on your computer that allows you, because you can use a Switch Joy-Con with your computer, but like it'll register as 2 separate controllers.
Right.
There's a free program that you can download that will fix that, so you can use your Joy-Con properly with your.
I love that.
Yeah,
you should link us that because I do want to try that out.
If I can find it, I will. Otherwise, the other solution to that is pay $100 for a Razer Jungle Cat.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, one other thing, because I looked it up this week.
Mm-hmm.
The highest grossing media franchise ever is Pokemon.
Oh.
We talked about Pokemon
was it close?
Star Wars last week. I didn't even look at like how close it was.
Sure.
Right? It just Googled highest grossing media franchise. And the only reason I thought about it is because y'all know who Gary Vee is? Like the famous entrepreneur, right? He does this. So he's doing this Facebook series of videos called Overvalued, Undervalued, and Pokemon came up, and he said supremely undervalued. He's like, go look up the highest grossing media franchises of all time, and it's Pokemon. I was like, holy shit. Like that's crazy to think about. And it's also the whole reason why, like I'm going on a rant a little bit here, but it's also the reason why we don't ever see significant change in anything. Because it just sells. It's stupid.
People just buy it.
People just keep buying it.
Keep pre-ordering those games.
Stop saying shut up and take my money and say shut up and fix my game.
Show me the game.
Okay. This list is different than I expected. There's one franchise on it that I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. I looked up the list. Do you guys want to hear the list?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the top 5?
So top 5, number 1, is Pokemon. $90 billion estimated.
Yep.
Number 2, Hello Kitty.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Apparently, the Japanese like to spend a lot of money on media franchises because I think Hello Kitty's popular enough everywhere, but like,
it's not like they can make money off their military.
Fair. The next one takes me by surprise, and this will get the podcast banned in China. Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, that is kind of surprising. I thought that was,
you think it'd be like Mickey Mouse.
Winnie the Pooh is number 3. Mickey Mouse and Friends is number 4.
Yeah, I could see Mickey Mouse being in the top 5.
Evergreen.
And then the only one that I would have guessed is Star Wars. I would have probably guessed Pokemon in my top 5. I wouldn't have put it number 1.
No. They really do branch out into everything, though.
They do.
Yeah.
You know, Pokemon Go has to have a huge hand in that at this point.
Yeah, I think that was kind of like how the Wii was like everyone's a gamer now. Pokemon Go was like everyone loves Pokemon. Boom.
It kind of revived the franchise, I feel like, for a lot of the older folks that had fallen off.
Definitely.
Because I feel like that's when I got back into it. I saw Pokemon Go came out. I was like, this is great. And then I got into Sun and Moon. And it's just kind of like kept going from there. But as a 30-year-old man, I want more. I want an actual game.
I
Not
am
half of
shocked. I am shocked that Mario's not on the list.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, Mario's way down the list. Mario's in the $10 to $20 billion range, so it's still made a shitload of money. But like, not it's a ninth of what Pokemon's made.
Wow.
Right, but I just want to just think about it. Nintendo has $110 billion
in two franchises.
What about Legend of Zelda? Just out of curiosity. I don't feel like it'll be as high.
It won't be.
But I'm just wondering where
it might not be on the list at all.
Yeah, because that's their top 3, right? Pokemon, Mario, and Zelda.
League of Legends is on the list. It's probably the newest thing on the list. It's at 11.4 or 11.8 billion.
Speaking of
2009.
Hey, this is something else. Don't be surprised if Tencent makes a huge acquisition from a huge company or of a huge company.
Oh, yeah.
AKA on the level of an EA or a Take-Two.
There might be that corporate takeover happening, dude.
No, I'm dead serious. Like, just because I have Tencent stock, right? So I kind of follow them. They're saying that they're setting aside a lot of money to acquire something in the United States. So
they're not going to buy EA.
If they're talking about buying Take-Two, they can definitely buy EA.
What they would do in a situation like that is they would buy a substantial share in a company, because that's what they've done time and time again. Like, they own a good chunk of Riot. What do they own the controlling stock in Riot? I think they own 51. They own 51% of Riot, so they own Riot. They have the deciding.
Right.
They probably wouldn't do that for EA, but they would get probably 40% of it if they wanted it. They wouldn't get a controlling share though.
You see, you say that.
Take-Two, they might. Take-Two, they might. But I don't think they would for
EA, right? I can tell you Take-Two's stock price right now. It's like $200-something.
Okay, its stock price and its size are not the same thing.
It's easier. You think it's easier to buy $200 shares compared to $90 shares?
It's still not the same thing.
That's how you control those companies.
I understand, but the stock price and the size of the company, the value of the company overall, are not the same thing.
Well, I guess you can Google it, but I'm just saying Take-Two, I'm pretty sure is considered a larger company than EA at this point.
It might be, but I don't know.
I think Reddit's actually.
It wasn't back in the day. I didn't realize it until I really started looking into it. But Take-Two is gigantic. I didn't understand all that.
Yeah,
but
Take-Two's big. Like, they're on a lot of things, but before we keep going on all this, we kind of teased it. So when I said Fallout 4 and we talked about it, like, one thing that was kind of news to me that wasn't, we didn't talk about it beforehand, was we talked about the Frontier mod last week and how it looked really cool. We were waiting for it to come to Steam before we downloaded it because we couldn't be bothered with Vortex.
Right.
And it's been pulled down because apparently one of the developers, one of the artists working on the mod, a bunch of, like, I assume that it was like their DeviantArt or whatever. They found like a bunch of like child porn on it. Like, not like legit child porn, but very suggestive art of children. So pretty much child porn.
Oof.
So they pulled the mod for now while they decide what to do about that.
That's interesting that they pulled the whole mod down.
Yeah.
I guess.
But that was a thing.
Crazy.
Yeah. Just trying to avoid any connotation with that person.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you'll play it eventually, Tim. It'll happen eventually.
One day. I wanted to play it too. That was actually a game I was waiting on after I learned about it. I was like, oh, it's going to come to Steam and I'm going to throw some time into that bitch because New Vegas is the only Fallout I've ever actually beaten.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured I'd spend a lot of time in it, and then nope.
Just had to put kitty porn on your fucking shit.
Can't have nice things.
True.
This is why we can't have nice things, because you just had to put kitty porn on there, man.
I can't understand why you do it. But anyways,
why does anyone do any of that shit?
I don't know, dude. It just blows my mind. Like, why? I don't know. I am here to kink shame about this. It's a bad kink. Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
we do
no one
kink shame in
supports
these
that.
parts.
I mean,
most things are look. Most things will say it's whatever. You start talking about this, no, not anymore. We have a
yeah,
problem.
yeah. I don't know if
I don't know
that's
either.
a kink or a mental illness of some kind.
Yup.
It's not good.
Anywhoozy.
So we're gonna
Anyway,
move past that.
let's go
Just
on to talk about video games.
so since we were already talking about stocks, do we want to hit GameStop real quick
Yeah,
and
let's hit
how it
it.
like broke
Yeah.
the fucking internet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us
So
the down low.
are you guys? Yeah, are you guys familiar with what's going on?
I've
Out of
been
curiosity.
Yes.
keeping tabs a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, what happened is there's this dude on Reddit called Deep Fucking Value, and he noticed that there was some companies, some hedge funds that had shorted a stock, which is, if you don't know what a short is basically they were selling stocks that they didn't actually have, and that's a thing you can do in the stock market. I'm gonna be totally honest, I don't completely understand how that works, but that's just the basic definition: is they're selling stocks they don't have, right?
So the way it works is, let's say I'm a broker. You're a hedge fund investor.
Right.
You are borrowing a stock from me and selling
Right.
it, and you now owe me a stock, right? You don't
Right.
owe me the cash that you're selling it for. You owe
Right.
me that stock. So what you do is you buy it for $3.
Right.
You buy it for like
Yeah.
$3. You
Yeah.
sell it for like $5. They
Right.
get that stock back, you get $2 profit.
Right.
Right. So
Like,
that's kind of how that works. They get that $3 back, but they don't get the profit over that.
Mhm.
So that's shorting a stock. And so all of these companies were like, they bought it low, these hedge funds, and then Reddit, God bless your heart.
so the thing that confuses me about all that is like, who the fuck are you selling that stock to if it's not with the brokerage, right? That's the part. Like, I'm wondering who the third party that's getting the stock, right? That's what I
Rando.
don't understand. Yeah, that's the part that gets me. But anyways, that's besides the point. Basically, some hedge funds had shorted GameStop an extra 40%. So it was 140% over, 40% over the amount of shares that were available, right? This dude Deep Fucking Value on Reddit basically went, "This is bullshit." You know what happens if we pump up that stock price is that they have to cover. So basically, in Tim's example, if you bought it for $3, right, and before you could sell it for 5, the stock price goes up, right, and all of a sudden that stock is now worth $10. You have to cover that $7 somehow.
Right. You're gambling.
So, I mean, basically, so the stock market, yes, the past like few days has turned into a straight fucking casino, and I have been on that ride. And there was a chance I could have sold and it made an extra couple $100 for about 30 seconds, and I didn't pull the trigger. Dumb decision by me.
Diamond
But anyways,
hands.
yeah. Look, I got diamond hands because I'm still holding that fucking stock right now. I have 200 shares in that bitch. I also have Dogecoin. Because
Yeah,
why
I
the
heard a
fuck
few
not? It's a
people
meme.
snapping that up too.
It's a meme coin. It's not meant to do anything. It's just funny.
It's not meant to, but it got really valuable for a second there.
It's still like I'm still up on that. I put like $40 into it, and I have like $45. Because it's gone up from where I bought it. But anyways, so basically, so Reddit ended up just like, yeah, we're just gonna shoot this shit straight to the fucking moon. Like Deep Fucking Value was like, he threw $50,000 into this, right?
Wow.
And then he somehow convinced all these people on Reddit to be like, this is fucking bullshit. And they all just started buying GameStop, dude. So GameStop went from like $2 or $3 to $60, right? And that's already a huge jump, right? And then Elon Musk tweeted about it, right? That shit just cool. If Elon Musk talks about anything on Twitter, it immediately gains value. He doesn't have to buy it. He just has to speak its name. And it's so that shit just went straight to the moon, which is a new term that I've learned this week.
Yep.
Straight to the moon is what they're talking about with stocks. But anyways, shit just zoomed, right? So So the hedge funds have to then cover when GameStop went from $2 to $3 to now $500, and they have to cover that $497 or whatever it was. Literally, hedge funds died. There was a total loss of 70 billion that I saw as of the other day.
Wow.
And Deep fucking Value turned his $50,000 into 15 million.
Damn.
So, but it basically just like but then it turned into a whole new thing, because on Thursday it was supposed to continue rising, and they were going to start pumping even more stocks, which is where AMC comes in. The stock I was talking about earlier, Sundial, which is a weed company. I love my weed stocks. But they were talking about pumping up AMC and Sundial and Nokia. There was like 15 stocks total that people were just going to start throwing money into. And some of them already had shares of. So I was like, fuck yeah, do it. do it. And then we saw, and this is like heavy, really. This is probably heavier than what we normally talk about. We saw a straight manipulation of the market. You saw the things that retail investors use, which is your daily Joe Schmo, start making it impossible. Like, you could not buy said stocks anymore, right? You could only sell. And when you sell, it immediately shorts, or not shorts, but it immediately devalues the position, right? Everybody that starts selling, it starts devaluing the stock.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, all you could do is devalue the stock or hold it, right? Well, in this time frame, this gave the hedge funds and stuff that had lost money time to get out because they didn't have to cover as high anymore. This, that, the other thing. So it's turned into a pretty big deal. The government's involved now.
Yeah,
you know,
saw AOC tweeting about it.
Yep, AOC. You had AOC and Donald Trump Jr. Agreeing on things.
Yeah. Whoa.
So you done fucked up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was using Robinhood. I'm going to be moving from Robinhood to Webull, because Robinhood is the main one that a lot of people use. Right, it had like a 4 or 5 star on the App Store, which this is a whole other thing. But Google deleted 100,000 negative reviews of Robinhood to bring it up from the 1 star back to a 4 star.
Right,
which is ridiculous.
What it was that?
Could you imagine Metacritic doing some shit like that?
Yeah.
That's the equivalent, right?
I can imagine them doing that because they almost did it for The Last of Us.
Right. So, I mean, it's just once again,
can we just appreciate the irony of Robin Hood?
Right.
Stealing from the rich,
I didn't even think
the
about
poor,
it, right?
saying, nope, you can't do that anymore. Nope.
So bad, dude. Yikes.
Man, I didn't even realize that until I was reading an article about it and somebody pointed out. I was like, that's so fucking true, dude.
Absolutely.
And so now it has brought up the question, though, with so many retail investors, right, investing nowadays, is there a liquidity problem when something like that happens for the company, right? Because they have to cover this stuff, right, for it to keep going in the background. Because even Coinbase stopped selling coins. That's their whole market. They stopped selling coins today or yesterday or something like that for a little while. They had to like halt it for some reason. And part of it is because Dogecoin is just fucking been getting bought and sold. I looked on Binance yesterday. I don't know if you guys even know what any of the fuck this shit is, but I looked on Binance yesterday. It had 3 billion transactions on just the US market. I'm not even talking about like there's like 4 different markets for coins. It's crazy. So like there's a lot of transactions and stuff going on. Like these retail investors are like just throwing money left and right. I don't know where the fuck all this money's coming from for people, but it's been crazy. But it's popping the illusion once again that we live in a free market, that we live in a democracy where we have a chance. Because it basically just turned into, oh, the little guy's making money, because the tactic that these Reddit users use is a tactic that's continuously used by hedge fund managers all the time. Right? So it's literally. Somebody said this the other day before I realized it, before I dove into this, but it's literally class warfare is what it is. But it's like being actually like looked at and talked about. It's not just something like a glass ceiling that you hear about, or you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff.
Here's
So
the perfect analogy of it to me is Wall Street. We're all sitting at a blackjack table. Wall Street before were the guys who knew how to count cards and not get caught. Now everybody else learned how to count cards, and they're like, "Hey, that's cheating!
yes,
That's cheating! You can't do that!"
yeah. There was some old
And the
old
casino
dude,
says you're right.
right?
And the casino goes, "Oh yeah, all right, hey, he is cheating. Well, you were too, but you're cool. I know you."
Mm-hmm.
Right. There was it was funny. There was an old dude on fucking one of the media and the main media outlets like Fox or CMS, NBC or something like that, going off because he was like, "This is just people sitting around getting those government checks and using them to attack the wealthy. It's bullshit." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like,
Whoa.
"Bro, most of these people would beat your ass." like
Attacking the wealthy.
I know. I was just it was a very unbelievable statement that I heard. I was like, because look, I'm
Absurd.
not rich. I'm well off. You know what I mean? The military pays me well for doing very simple tasks, but I'm not rich by any means. You know what I mean? And I was just looking at that. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. So it was crazy. It really did. It shook up the world. And it's just funny that GameStop was basically the tip of the spear for this that's turned into like a little bit of uh mini revolution, you know what I mean? There's no like physical stuff going on, you know what I mean? But it's just
Yeah.
like the little guy kind of revolting against the hedge fund managers and the big money makers in Wall Street and stuff like that. It was just funny to see GameStop be the tip of the spear of that. It
Right.
was, I don't know.
It's so
It
weird for
was
it to be
it's
GameStop, since
it
it's
is.
been a part of like our lives as gamers forever, pretty much.
Right. Right, and I saw somebody say something the other day, like, "Oh, GameStop stock's worth $500? You know, what they'll buy your hedge fund for, like, 12.50 or some
Yeah,
shit," you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that trade-in value.
yeah, the traded value is like, "Oh,
That's amazing.
that a cool 12.50." So, I don't know, it's just, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's just a crazy world we're living in, but it's something that everybody, I think, should really be paying attention to,
absolutely. It's
because it's definitely popping that illusion
yeah,
a little bit.
times are volatile, and that's the best time to affect change.
That's true.
I've always been fascinated by the concept of like in America, our jobs are basically advertised as, yeah, we're not going to pay you a shit ton, but we'll give you health care and 401k so someone can play with your money. And I don't know how the companies will just like match your contributions. I can only imagine how much money they get out of that deal, you know? There's a lot of murky
Yeah.
shit in there that's just disgusting to me.
So I do have a TSP, and I have a TSP, and I have an American Century account, and then I also do Robinhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do Robinhood more so I can learn, right? And this
Yeah.
is a perfect time. One, this is a perfect time to learn. Two, if you have not been investing before this, do not start investing right now because shit is fucked. Like, do not jump into those waters right now. All right. I've been doing it about the past year, and this past year is also really weird because of the pandemic, a lot of shit tanked in last March, right? And now it's coming back up. Like everything's basically been going up.
Depending on what you invested in, it either got really valuable or it tanked.
Honestly, you could have thrown a dart at 10 stocks and half of them probably rose a lot. Like a lot, because it's
like
just,
especially anything tech related. If you
yes,
invested in anything tech related last spring, you made a lot of money. If you
Oh, yeah.
invested in anything like manufacturing related last spring, you lost a lot of money.
yes.
So,
Which is why, I will say Ford is only $10. Just saying.
speaking
lot.
of Ford and Elon Musk,
Yeah. Look, you say bye-bye to boring long car rides,
Finally.
right?
most expensive game console you'll ever buy.
Yeah, so Tesla can now run The Witcher 3 coming to a house near you. How you're going to power that shit, I have no idea, but
Right.
you can buy the most expensive game console ever.
They're gonna have a lot of teraflops in there, aren't they?
Actually, it's 10 teraflops.
Yeah,
it is 10, which is on par with what we have now.
it's almost an Xbox Series X.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
power.
It is a PS5.
Yeah.
I didn't look. Is this the model that has like the huge display?
I didn't look into it too much.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I will say I do think it's funny that the new models are the Model X and the Model S.
Coincidence?
It's like subtle, very subtle, Elon.
The gamer car. It's gonna have RGB.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I mean, if cars can drive themselves, they might as well play video games too.
That's true. Hey,
I mean,
look,
I can imagine. So I used to drive Sarah to and from work, and sometimes I would be sitting in my car for like a half hour to an hour waiting for her to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I had like hookups for my car where like I would like connect to the internet on my laptop through my phone, and I would have the charger in there, so my like I would leave the car running, and my charger would like keep my battery at least somewhat alive for my laptop. Dude, I wouldn't need any of that shit. Just Bluetooth controller. Fucking let's go.
Yep.
All I can think of is what is that Will Smith movie, I, Robot?
Mm-hmm.
When he's sitting in the car and it's driving itself, and instead of like getting attacked by robots, you'd be playing The Witcher 3 on your way to your destination.
Hell yeah.
I just that's just way more entertaining to me.
That's the tech utopia we're making our way towards.
Also, another reason why I was listening to Andrew Yang the other day, but we're not getting into all that. All right, we're gonna stick to video games, right? This is stuff we were talking about off stream. So speaking of, we were talking about stonks a lot this stream, right? We did talk about EA. Well, good news. There's a new KOTOR game that doesn't have anything to do with EA or BioWare.
Finally.
I say that's good news. I don't actually know if it's good news because we don't know who the developer is going to be. Yeah, as of yet, they haven't released that information. But there is a new KOTOR in the works, and I find that exciting because KOTOR is the fucking shit.
KOTOR is
KOTOR is awesome.
Just good. It's just so good. The writing, the gameplay, everything about it is just prime.
I do want to say the gameplay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that gameplay, the last game that really used it was Dragon Age Origins, right?
Yeah.
You know, or like an XCOM, I guess you could say. But XCOM's even more turn-based than.
Yeah.
Do you think that's kind of outdated at this point?
Yes.
Do you think people want to have more movement and control?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And actually, how was the combat in the Old Republic? Because you played some of that, right?
That's totally different, though.
It's just a standard MMO, is what it is.
Okay.
Which is pretty similar to like normal KOTOR, right? But I did play a lot of some of the MMO. I will say that KOTOR, the MMO, surprisingly, it's just WoW with a Star Wars flavor and a much better story, right? Because there's an actual story. It's not like there's voice acting and the whole nine. It's not just walls of text as you talk to some random orc in Orgrimmar. But a lot of the functions when I played WoW when I was a kid and stuff like that are really similar.
Mm-hmm.
They have taxis, right? And you can take these little taxis to go to other parts of the map or the world that you're on or whatever. Oh, excuse me. It reminded me a lot of flying around Orgrimmar when I played as Horde.
Mm-hmm.
Or going around I think it's Azeroth is the main city for the humans and stuff like that. You can take these different things to help you get around the city faster and whatnot. And it's super similar. It is way more exciting though, doing the story quests and stuff like that. Because of the voice acting, you get choices and stuff that you see in a normal BioWare game.
Yeah.
So that was cool, honestly. And then I was playing with my cousins, right? And so when you play with other people, if they haven't played through that storyline before, you all get to make a choice and there's a dice roll in the background. And whoever gets the highest dice roll then gets to say whatever their choice of the comment was. Which I just thought was cool.
That makes co-op a lot more engaging.
Right. And so, and like they were way higher level than me, so we were just like burning through stuff or whatever, but it was still cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing as a Sith Juggernaut, which is like a two-handed swordsman, basically. Um, and it was just interesting. It was a way it was just put together really well at this point
Yeah.
compared to when it released. I remember it got a lot of hate when it released. And I'm not a big MMO guy. I already stopped playing it. Like I played it for like a week, and then I was like, all right, I'm good. Like that's my MMO until
Right.
New World comes out. You know what I mean? Like
So yeah, the gameplay I would say from KOTOR 1 and 2 is definitely outdated. The Old Republic is maybe just kind of a generic MMO style. So if the new KOTOR is primarily a single player experience, what style game would you want it to be?
I guess I vaguely remember KOTOR being more Mass Effect style. Am I wrong in remembering that?
I mean, I wouldn't compare it to
no,
You mean like Mass Effect
it was
1?
Yeah. Like
No.
I don't remember it being like
Mass Effect 1 was definitely more actiony, whereas KOTOR was more like highlight your target, queue up your attacks.
right.
I guess I don't remember. It's been a very long time since I've played
Yeah,
Knights of the
so
Old Republic.
Mhm.
Mass Effect 1, it did have some third person shooter aspects. You could pause it though to then also queue up things, but you
Okay,
could
yeah.
also run around. It was Fallout-esque, right? Where you could do your little VATS type
Yeah.
deal, right? But in Mass Effect, it was whatever your skills were.
I guess
Okay, that is
I
pretty
don't.
similar then.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Well, I guess my main difference is like you can still run and shoot. Like you can't swing a sword without being targeted in Old Republic or in Dragon Age and stuff like that, right? You can't
Right. You
cast a
can't
spell
just
without being
freely,
targeted.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Mass Mass Effect, you can kind of like freely move in between your targets and stuff like that if you want.
Yeah.
I
Or
guess I think for me it would be kind of the combat style I would be looking for in it. Because even though BioWare has nothing to do with this, it's a remake of a BioWare game. So
Is
they're
it?
redoing parts of they're redoing parts of the story though.
I thought they were doing a whole new KOTOR game.
It's
let's say
KOTOR
remaking.
1.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's as far as I'm aware, it's KOTOR 1 being remade, but like they're redoing the story to make it fit more with the current canon.
Are they going to reboot pod
Um,
racing?
The current
I don't
canon.
know.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
It-
But yeah, so they're gonna change story elements, and I would hope for the gameplay it would be updated to be more in line with the combat from like Inquisition, Mass Effect 3, even Andromeda, maybe with good face animations. I don't know. But like I think there's nothing wrong with a lot of the like Cody can even speak to this. In Mass Effect Andromeda, the combat was really fun.
yeah.
That
Good.
wasn't the problem with the game. Everything else was the problem with the game, but the combat was good.
Combat was good. Graphics looked nice as long as they
Yeah.
were like working, right? You didn't have the crazy "this is my smiling face" or whatever the fuck that meme is.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
My face is tired.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, as long as you don't have like shit like that, but the rest of it looked fine. Like it wasn't bad,
Yeah.
but the story wasn't great either.
Given that it's not going to be bound to Frostbite Engine, I hope that they're doing something completely different. And I know it's not BioWare, so I know that whatever studio's doing, we just still don't know what studio it is. I think Jason Schreier put out there that you'll never guess who it is, and I was
Yeah,
like,
he did say
oh,
that.
so it's not Obsidian, unfortunately, because Obsidian did KOTOR 2.
Yeah, which would be fine.
That'd be great.
I just think Avowed is taking up too much of their resources because that was my first
Probably.
one too. I think I put it in the chat. Like, obviously, your first choice is going to be Obsidian,
Mm.
Yeah.
but they don't have the resources to do it. In between Grounded and Avowed and whatever the fuck else they're doing, like, I doubt they have the
So
ability.
I do want to point out that this article that I found does state on IGN that there's a new KOTOR game in the works, and that there were previous reports of EA remaking the old game.
Okay. So it's KOTOR 3?
KOTOR side stories?
Or it's just a reboot where it's going to replace
Yeah.
the original KOTOR. I would say if I had to pick a combat system, Dragon Age 4 did that pretty well, right? More so than Mass Effect and stuff like that. I think the big difference for me is Dragon Age 4. It deals with the close combat that you see similar to um KOTOR,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you have swordsmen and stuff like that. You don't have that Mass Effect. You can charge people and stuff like that, but there's no like, not that I remember, there's no like melee builds, right? Everybody has
Uh, you
you know
can, but
what I
it
mean?
all centers around the Omni Blade, and it would be like a
Right,
psionics build and
Yeah.
stuff.
right. So, and I don't feel like
It's
anybody
basically a Jedi.
Yep.
Jedi
Space
with
magic.
Yep.
with a little fucking stabby thing that comes out of your wrist.
Just a
I don't
little
know.
tiny lightsaber. Bzz.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I don't know, dude.
I think I'd like to
But
see like just cyberpunk style. I think that would suit Star Wars pretty well.
so we can go into third person and see the nightmare field.
No. I want it all. Okay, let me preface it by saying that first person. Give me first person Star Wars RPG. Give me it. I want it.
I would take that, but not for KOTOR.
Yeah, I don't. Give me a New Republic Commando, and I'm there with you.
Yeah.
That would be ideal.
Republic Commando. Yeah, Republic Commando. I think.
Or just
I don't. I'm gonna
give
be
me a
honest.
new bounty hunter game.
See, this is where we differ. I know you like first person and Mountain Blade. I fucking hate it. So anything that is gonna be Jedi in first person, I'm
that
not gonna be a
melee,
fan of.
yeah, I
It's
get that.
so satisfying to be in first person in Mountain Blade with a lance and just
Oh, I'm sure it's cool to see. Like when Justin beat that dude's head in with a rock.
Oh yeah, that was
Somehow.
awesome.
That's such a good video, dude.
I
fucking
know.
love it.
That's probably my
Anyways.
most downvoted comment on Reddit because I edited my field of view really big.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they have like
Yeah,
it was limited to like 80 or
70.
90. I think it was low. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I normally only play on 90, but that's just me.
I mean,
Which is
90
funny
good.
because I play on an ultra wide screen. You think I'd play bigger? 90 is fine. Anyways, yeah. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but I did like Republic Commando a lot. I
Yeah.
liked being able to like yell out orders. And actually, you know what that game actually reminds me of? I just thought about this. Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway. There's a throwback game. I don't know if both of y'all know that game.
No idea.
we had
Very
it for the
short.
Wii.
Okay, well, no, it was for the yeah, it would have been the Wii 360. I played it
Yeah.
on.
It was terrible on the Wii. Everything was
Sure,
terrible
what?
on the
Every
Wii
Wii
if it
port.
was not designed for the Wii.
Right. But it had very similar mechanics. It was World War II. It had good story. You ran around as a squad and you could order them around in like different positions, different
Cool.
firing positions, a lot like Republic Commando.
Yep.
So that's a series they should bring back, by the way.
Yeah,
You know what I just thought of?
Hmm.
So in addition to this, we also know, and I don't know if we talked about this, so forgive me if we talked about this last week, but we know that why can't I think of the developers of the Division? Why can't I think of the oh god, I can't think of the studio's name. I know
Massive?
Ubisoft's the pub.
Is that it?
Massive. Yes. Thank you. So Massive Entertainment is working on an open world Star Wars game as well. So Ubisoft obviously has the background of Ghost Recon. Now you go back far enough in Ghost Recon, same thing. You could command your squad to move around. What if now this isn't happening, but what if what Massive was working on, published by Ubisoft, was a Republic Commando style open world
That'd be cool.
game?
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Yes. I love the lines you're connecting, the dots you're connecting here.
I'm connecting dots and it's not gonna happen. But
it would be great.
What if it did?
I think that could be one of the best things that they could choose to make in the Star Wars universe.
Actually,
for them.
Out of curiosity, who used to make SOCOM?
I'm not sure. Google?
Because I think that would probably be the best company to make a New Republic Commando game.
We could get a really like nitty-gritty
I don't think
game
they
if
exist
did it.
anymore.
I don't think they do either. But
All right, so here were the developers: Zipper Interactive,
gone,
Slant 6 Games,
gone.
Sounds like
And the other developer that's listed is the United States Navy, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say there have been other military published video games that they're not usually
They might
great.
have
America's
actually.
Army was really good.
I don't know.
Yes.
I didn't like America's Army. It's like a worse insurgency, honestly.
But it was also free.
That's true. That's true. It was also very toxic because it was free. You had every 13-year-old that thought being in the army was the greatest thing in the world.
Oh man.
Well,
And then they actually get to the army and they go, "Holy shit, this sucks. This is the next 4 to 6 years of my life." Oh shit. That's just from people I talk to. It's part of the reason why I went Air Force. But anyways, we're gonna get beyond this.
Yeah.
Because I have a question for y'all.
Hit me.
Biomutant finally came out with a release date. And if you're
Yeah.
not familiar with Biomutant, it's that game where you can be a rodent and you get genetic upgrades.
you're a cat.
Oh, is it a cat?
You're
You're a
a
cat.
biomutant.
Looks like a rat, but you're a biomutant, so you can get upgrades. It kind of reminds me similar to like the Surge, where you can kill people, you get the genetic upgrade, and then you can apply it. Whereas in the Surge, you kill things, you can get their weapons and armor and stuff, you can apply it to yourself.
Right.
My thing is, we haven't heard anything about this game in forever.
Yeah, it's been
And
quiet.
if anything, if any
Wasn't the original release date?
Yeah, the original release
2018.
I don't know. It was a while ago. My thing about it is, it's much like Cyberpunk. It had its like a reveal, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's super cool! Can't wait for it to come out and play it." And then it just like went dark, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in 2021, they go, "We're coming out in 4 months."
Yeah.
Red flags, anybody?
I have some serious red flags about it. I'm very concerned, especially because I feel like originally the game. I'm trying to find what the original release date was, but I feel like it was either
20 years ago.
Yeah, it was either like 2018 or 2019. No, it was promoted at Gamescom in 2018, so it was 2019. I think was the original release date. So it's been 2 years.
Yeah,
since it was supposed to come out.
And we've seen this play out so much recently, so many times. Cyberpunk being the most recent one, where it's just like,
Yeah, I won't get excited until I actually see reviews.
I don't think them.
I won't let myself.
I want to see some actual gameplay.
Right. I don't think
we
them
thought we saw
out...
actual gameplay of Cyberpunk.
Well, that's true, but we haven't even seen fake gameplay. We have a trailer, like that's it. So I don't know.
Sorry, Justin. We didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying?
I don't think them putting out the release date is really a red flag for me, because it's like they were surely under no pressure to announce a release date because they haven't fucking said anything forever. So they must feel confident that they're going to be able to release it.
Or the opposite. They finally got told, you need to push that game out.
Oh,
yeah, who's the publisher?
Not EA.
Yeah.
It's THQ.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, they don't. That doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence because they kind of botched the Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning remaster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're very 50-50 for me right now. It's not like the good old days.
Yeah, dude. THQ Nordic is no THQ, you know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's weird to me because I still think of. I was like, it's THQ, and I was like, oh yeah. In my head, I'm like, wait, didn't THQ cease to exist? Oh yeah, it's THQ Nordic now.
Yeah.
Because it used to be just Nordic Games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of. Isn't THQ Nordic the one that came out with the Dawn of War 3?
No. Maybe.
I think THQ.
Was that published by THQ?
I think it's
published the old Dawn of War games.
Sega is the publisher for Dawn of War. Sega's the publisher. So it was the developer is Relic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the developer. Well, I don't even think it's Relic anymore. I think Relic.
Oh, it's gone. Relic.
No,
Relic developed Dawn of War 3.
Yeah, it was Relic that fucked it up. They didn't do all of the expansions for Dawn of War and Dawn of War 2 because Iron Lord did some of them. But they did the base games, Dawn of War 2, and Dawn of War 3. And then they were like, yeah, there will be no expansions for Dawn of War 3 because we're terrible at this.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You know what doesn't give me a whole ton of confidence? They're doing the next Age of Empires game.
I know, dude. I was excited about that, and then like Dawn of War 3 was so bad.
That face.
If I alert to Relic Entertainment, if you put hero units in Age of Empires and make it a fucking MOBA, you don't. No. We need it. There has to be a classic RTS that gets published eventually.
Oh, you know what? You're right. An RTS. I think the closest thing I've played to that recently is Spellforce, if I'm being totally honest, and that's not even a full blown classic RTS. It
has a skirmish mode.
No, I'm not even. I'm talking about like the campaign. Right, is a mixture of your CRPG. I think it's CRPG, like Baldur's Gate and stuff like that. Right, it's a mixture of that and your RTS, your classic RTS.
Oh, they do that all the time in RTS games. Like if you've ever played the campaign for Age of Mythology, same thing.
Not in decades.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. Like that's not a like thing. I mean, Warcraft is an RTS, but it has a campaign that is.
Yeah, but you'll have to see it. When I say it's different, it's definitely there's a clear difference, right? It's not like you get to it. It's not like because I remember Warcraft 3 a lot more memorable for me, right? It wasn't like you get to an area, there's a cutscene, you start building a base. It's like you can travel to different cities with just your party and whatnot. And then as you continue on in the story, you'll get to certain parts in the story where it's like, oh, we have to build up an army and kick some ass. And then you start building a base and you kind of go from there. And then it reverts back to the CRPG. So it's almost like the RTS portion is like an add-on. But the cool thing about the RTS portion is that it's multiplayer. So you can invite somebody into it and they can manage the base stuff, right? While you go around with your party and kill shit. And it's really cool. I did it with my cousin Justin for the first few rounds of that, like going through the story and stuff. It's a good time.
Nice.
Spellforce is a good game. Has a lot of content. It's got like 3 expansions.
Woo.
So,
did you guys see G4 is coming back?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, G4. It was the worst version of the tech show. You know, it started out like ZDTV, and then it was like Tech TV, and it became G4, which became Cops reruns. So
yeah,
it did. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I do think I think they picked a good time to bring it back though, because I kind of same thing with Cody. I'm kind of anxious about it because I'm like, I remember how G4 went the first time. There was gaming content, there was the tech show, and then like you said, Justin, it was Cops reruns mostly. But think about where esports are now. ESPN hosts a lot of esports and stuff. Well, it would make way more sense to put it on something that is tech and gaming focused, right? In G4.
Absolutely.
Think about Twitch. I mean, what if instead of signing to YouTube or Twitch, what if not necessarily Doc or Ninja, but someone, a big streamer of that ilk, were to sign with G4 and just do it on television?
See, I would have more faith in that idea if they weren't bringing back people from 30 years ago.
What's wrong with people from 30 years ago?
Because it just
30?
seems
like, wait a minute.
You know what I mean?
I'm a person from 30 years ago.
Barely.
You get what I'm saying. Like it feels like more they're just trying to revive their old stuff instead of move forward with new stuff. Right.
Well,
that's the feeling I'm getting.
You should watch the video. Like they put out a couple of things. Like they had Adam Sessler and this YouTuber, I forget his name, discussing video game shit. And all right, I just love Adam Sessler. Okay, so
I can tell
if he does anything,
as you were like just discussing video game shit, I'm like, what we're doing right now,
right? Right. We're not 30-year-old relics though, right? So this is what people do.
Jesus.
So
have you seen the picture? Did you know
He's
when
very bald.
Well, no, I'm not sorry. He's always been bald. But like he grew out his beard, and
he looks like Ahab.
I haven't seen a picture of Adam Sessler in a very long time, so I am not used to the beard.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it. It just was shocking because I was like, that's not what Adam Sessler looks like. All right, it is now. Okay.
Absolutely understandable.
Hey, real quick, guys, we got a comment on Facebook from Alex Nadalia. I don't know if you guys know who this is.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Okay, all right. I didn't know if you remembered. He said, "Hey guys, love the videos and live streams. Keep them coming." We don't get comments very often, so I just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you, Alex. We appreciate it, and thanks for sharing the stream. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just wish they would have, because I like Tim's idea. That would be a great idea, right? With the evolution of esports and stuff like that. Especially if you got a Pokemon MOBA coming out. You know what I mean? Like that's going to generate some views and stuff like that. Like
knowing what we know about Pokemon, what we talked about earlier about Pokemon, we might be like, it sounds terrible. People are going to play the fuck out of that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything Pokemon has the potential to just blow up.
Which is why they keep making shit. They put low effort into it and they're like, hopefully it just blows up. It's like buying a goddamn penny stock. Hey, I'll throw $10 at it and let's just see what happens. Ride or die, guys. Like, like that's basically what it is. That's the equivalent, right? So I don't know. I'm still gonna continue to pound the table for a fucking Hearthstone Pokemon game on my phone until it happens. I just don't. I'm not getting into it again. Anyways,
yeah, no need for the Pokemon rant.
I know. It's almost becoming a weekly thing at this point, which is kind of sad because I'm almost 30 and I'm yelling about Pokemon cards, digital Pokemon cards at that.
Yeah,
not even the ones that I can make $500,000.
Cody's just gonna start opening packs on stream.
That's the dream.
I don't have the money to.
Our Life in Pixels is gonna become Our Life in card packs.
We can start every stream with opening up a card pack, and depending on what we get, we'd have different rewards for the stream. Viewers.
Yeah, let's open up that Patreon.
Idea. It would be a terrible idea. We'd need a Patreon to buy the fucking packs.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
So did you guys see how much one of those boxes sold for?
I don't look at that stuff.
A box. No, this just showed up on feed. I don't go looking for this, right? It showed up in my Facebook feed. A box of Gen 1 original Pokemon cards, like that box that you used to go just grab a pack of out of at Target.
Mm-hmm.
One box sold for like $400,000 or $500,000.
That's ridiculous.
And the worst part about that is, right? You got to think that's almost like the Family Guy meme, and it's like, yeah, that's a boat, but who knows what's in the box? Because you don't know what the fuck's in the box.
Right, you can get all the shitty rares.
I remember all of the cards I had from when I was a kid.
Oh, man.
I gave them to my cousin Grant.
Right.
Because I was just like, I don't play Pokemon. You like Pokemon. You're like 10. Here.
Right. I think that's what a lot of people have done.
I gave away money.
I mean, that's true.
Regrets.
You did.
I just rares, but I had like a foil Eevee and I had like a few other foils and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's such high level loot boxing that I can't even understand it, right?
It's interesting because like if you look at it, I mean, trading cards are kind of phasing out almost. Like Magic the Gathering is pushing more for digital. So maybe we'll get to the point where they don't even produce physical cards anymore.
Yeah, no.
Imagine the value then.
No, fuck them. Well, you're right about the value, but fuck them, because you know what they're going to do then? If they push it all digital, they're going to charge you the same amount they charged you for the fucking normal packs, the in-hand pack, except it's going to be digital. So all they're doing is making money off of all the cards they don't have to make anymore.
And then they'll get shut down.
Fucked, Magic. Get fucked, Pokemon.
They'll get shut down because it's loot boxes at that point.
It is.
Oh,
so like I've talked about how they're analogous. Right. And then it's like literally, if you digitize Pokemon, it is a loot box. A card pack is a loot box. You're just doing the same thing as EA.
I mean, you can buy the digital cards already, so it's a thing already.
Yeah, that's true. It's just not on Cody's phone, so he's mad about it.
I am mad about it. It's on my computer. It's okay. Like, it's okay. It's not. It doesn't run very well, which is like, how the fuck does this run well? You got all the money, $90 billion, and you can't make a fucking trading card game digital? The hell?
Magic just announced a beta for their app phone versions of MTGA.
That's another one. I feel like Magic's always kind of been like the little brother to like, or like maybe the almost more adult version of card games, right?
Yeah.
But I always feel like it's kind of been on the back burner because of that, compared to like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and those kind of things, right? Because it
it's felt that way.
And shit.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised Magic didn't make the jump sooner to digital, right? Like, because I played a little bit of Magic when I was younger, and I would have been all about playing Magic on my phone like 5 years ago. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh yeah, this would be great.
Now's the time, dude. Now's a great time to get into it.
If they go digital, yeah, and they have an actual app,
they have.
It's MTGA
that works okay.
Well, and like
I haven't tried that.
The Gathering they had a phone version of for a long time.
There's also an online exclusive version. I think it's still running, just called Magic the Gathering Online, which is different.
Right.
And I think that was one of those weird things where you could like send your physical cards back to Magic for them to put the cards in your account.
Oh no,
which is some crazy shit.
What happens if they get lost in the mail? Speaking of Magic cards, guess how much a Dark Lotus card sold for recently?
$5 billion?
$511,000.
Yeah, dude. That's like
as much as the entire Gen 1 Pokemon cards box.
Dude,
I saw that today. I was like, what the fuck?
There's a whole Reddit just called MTG Finance. Just where people, it's like Wall Street bets, but it's like, what packs should I buy and like not open because they will raise in value over time. Fascinating.
You should open none of them because that's the max value. It really is. Well, unless you get a Dark Lotus card, but I think that's the rarest card in the game.
Right. It's like if you have that one card, that's going to be worth more than the possibility of the card. Oh my god.
Is it Dark Lotus? Am I saying the right thing?
You're correct. You're correct. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of money that I don't have.
Yeah.
I wish I had. I wish I could have turned $50,000 into 15 million, but I'm just not that smart.
Hey, there's a lot of things working against the common man.
That's true. I don't. That was that dude's life savings though, so that was like the ballsiest. That's like the biggest fucking balls move ever.
Yeah.
Right. He's got a wheelbarrow to carry his balls and his money bags.
Absolutely, man. He's the patron saint of Wall Street bets now.
He is. I wonder if that's him. If that's a picture of him on Wall Street Bets. Yeah, that blonde dude.
Yeah, it is now.
I know, right? Should be.
Oh man.
All right, boys. Do we have any closing thoughts?
Sea of Thieves just started their new seasonal model.
Oh yeah.
Where they've added a battle pass style thing to the game in addition to their live updates and new forms of content. So me and the boys got together and started doing that. And other than the fact that the servers were overloaded and we didn't see our progression for like the first hour, it was really cool. There's a whole new voyage where there's like a merchant ship that sank and you've got to like go find clues to like track it down and try to get the ship back from it. So that was cool. But then the actual progression system is really neat because there's just like, you get progression for doing like everything. Whatever you do, you're going to get progression for it. So it used to be in the game, you would log on, do like 5 voyages, stack all your treasure on your ship, go to turn in, get sunk, lose everything, log off and cry because you couldn't handle it. Now, when that happens, you'll at least be making some progress. So I think it's a really good update for people who maybe tried the game and were put off by how bad it felt when your ship sank. So if anybody's been maybe thinking about getting into it, now's a great time.
All right, Justin, you convinced me.
Yes.
I'm downloading it right now. Also,
closing thought.
Tim, I found the game I was talking about that you should play with your son. It's called Trail Makers. It's on Game Pass.
I feel like I've looked at that one.
I just saw it as I was looking for Sea of Thieves. That's why when Justin was talking, I went, because I found it.
Nice.
It's on the PC. Any other closing? My other closing thought is, pay attention to the stock stuff because it's important.
Yeah, it's big.
It really is. It's a big deal. It's kind of a big deal. Also, we're gonna try and play the medium this week, so we can talk about it next week.
Yeah. I got like an hour in today. It seems really cool. I got one really wicked jump scare. I'm excited to play more, but I will say, pretty nasty FPS drops when it splits.
Are you recording any of it so we can do a video review?
I definitely have taken a couple clips, and I can take more with that in mind.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
I like to do it.
My closing thought is something that I intentionally didn't open the show with because I didn't want to cry. But this week, a member of the Twitch community that I've been a part of for a very long time, and he was one of the first viewers we had in Our Life in Pixels. He's actually somebody that I talked to a few times about coming on to the podcast, and we never really made it happen. My friend Matt, valid point. He passed away this week, so it's kind of hit home for me. And tomorrow, my friend Adam, twitch.tv/AdamFellow, will be doing a fundraising stream for Valid's family to help pay for the funeral expenses. So I'm going to be popping over there to kind of spend some time with them tomorrow. I probably won't be streaming tomorrow because I'll be hanging out with the kids and watching out for my son who just had surgery yesterday. Valid passed away on Wednesday, and then Logan had surgery Thursday. It's been kind of a heavy week in my house. But yeah, so my condolences go out to Valid's fiance. She actually put it on social media, which is how a lot of us found out. I hadn't talked to him for a while, and it just kind of reinforces the fact that, I mean, make sure you tell the people you care about them while you have time. Yeah, that's my closing thought is rest in peace, Valid. And that sucks. Yeah. There's a reason I didn't open the podcast with it. We're closing it with it. But yeah, so.
For sure. And I assume we'll be able to just shoot out some links for that tomorrow on our Twitter and whatnot.
Yep, I'll be putting the link out tomorrow when Adam goes live. I'll be putting it on Twitter. I'll be putting it in the Discord. I'll put it on the Facebook page as well.
Perfect.
Do we want to just host it on?
Yeah, we'll host it too. Yeah. When he goes live, we'll host it on here too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all I got.
We playing games, boys?
I'm game.
For what game? I guess is the question. We are missing a member tonight. I have not seen Ben in this chat.
I think Ben messaged me on Facebook. Somebody messaged me on Facebook. It made the ding sound. I haven't looked though.
That might have been me too, because I have my mentor has been ding.
I wouldn't hear your ding.
Rude.
Ding.
I don't get your audio. No, it was Ben. Ben said any Phasmo tonight. I'm running a little bit late, but I can be on in like 10 minutes or so. So do we want to play Phasmophobia or do we want to play something
else? I'm always down with Phasmophobia with you
also,
guys.
stop the recording.
Oh yeah, good catch.
Yeah.
That'll go on forever. Goodbye recording. Goodbye everybody.
Fuck you, recording. Yeah, goodbye.
I'm gonna
restart. I'm gonna restart the stream on Facebook, so just stick around because then it's easier for clipping shit later. And if you enjoyed it, share it. Follow us on Twitter at Our Life in Pixels. If you're not on the Facebook, follow us on Facebook. Also at Our Life in Pixels.
Follow me.
I think I fucked up. I think I accidentally took double the regular dosages because I think I took some before the podcast and then I took some during the podcast. It's Excedrin.
So yeah, I was like, what did you take?
Yeah, what did you take? Did you take Oxy or did you take ibuprofen?
No, I think I took 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen, aspirin, and an additional 130 milligrams of caffeine.
Whoa, brother.
Okay.
Because like I doubled the dose on accident.
Okay. All right, Facebook viewers, just give me a sec. I'm restarting the stream. Bye.
I don't know that I did
YouTube
that.
viewers, we're done here.
Don't really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing and just start a refresh.
It's easier for clipping, I feel like, for me, anyways.
I don't know.
I'm also a little slow.